Well, in more legal news, murder charges dropped against the state trooper who shot and killed Ricky Cobb II last summer. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty said she decided to drop these charges because of new evidence, she said, that came in. But she thinks she was right to charge Londrigan 6 months ago based on the evidence she said she had at the time. All of you know the attention to this case has been extremely high, and criticisms of Moriarty's handling of the case have been coming in darn near weekly. Well, today, Moriarty didn't mince words when she talked about all of it, nor did anybody else. Heidi's here to take the story from there.
Yeah, Jana, there's been a lot of back and forth today, and as you mentioned, no one is holding back. Londrigan's attorney initially said he wasn't sure if he was going to respond. Then after seeing Moriarty's press conference, he held his own with an entire PowerPoint presentation. Monday, it was a war of words.
I first want to acknowledge the Cobb family. They continue to grieve a devastating loss amid a political circus that has repeatedly tried to center Mr. Londrigan as the victim.
What I saw today at that press conference was delusional and it was unhinged.
Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty's office may have dropped the charges against Trooper Ryan Londrigan, but she says based on the evidence they had back in January when he was charged.
We believed then and we believe now, based on that evidence, we made the correct decision to charge Mr. Londrigan.
I didn't think that anybody, frankly, could be dumb enough to pursue this case this long.
Chris Maddow, Londrigan's lead defense attorney, took Moriarty's presser point by point, starting with Moriarty's claim that based on new evidence, it would be impossible to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that deadly force was not justified. The attorney's office says that includes Londrigan's prospective testimony, claiming before he shot Cobb, he saw Cobb reach for his gun. On the body camera video, after Cobb shifts the car into gear, you can see his hand go up, but it's unclear if he was actually reaching for it.
It was frustrating to learn of this new evidence so far into the case because the defense had so many opportunities to provide us with it.
The county attorney's office had this from day one with respect to this case. And for her to come out now and say, oh my gosh, I had no idea that the defense was hiding this great evidence, is just plain absurd.
Moriarty also initially said that Londrigan violated his training by shooting at a person in a moving vehicle. Since then, the actual State Patrol trainers wrote declarations saying Londrigan did not violate any of the State Patrol's general orders.
This was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made.
Moriarty says it highlights the systemic barriers that must be removed.
We are going to fight to try to make sure that some of these system barriers are changed.
He feels like he was 100% adequately trained, and I believe that that training was exactly why Trooper Brett Seide is alive today.
A back and forth is also happening between Moriarty and Governor Walz. The governor now says he would have taken the case from the Hennepin County attorney if they had not reached the conclusion the case was not winnable. The county attorney says Walz did not play any role in her decision to drop the charges, but it did impact the timing of her announcement.
Hey, Governor, don't you have a conflict here? The State Patrol provides your security detail. You oversee the State Patrol, which has some major issues with training.
There's a safety net in there to allow an egregious situation like this to be corrected, and yes, we would have used that to do that.
Now, both sides also discussed the threats they've received due to this case. Maddow says right now Londrigan is shell-shocked. Meanwhile, attorneys for Ricky's family said, quote, "We have come to expect the absence of justice and accountability when Black lives are lost in this country." They went on to say the county attorney's office bowed to political pressure to drop the charges, and we expect Janet to hear more from the Cobb's family tomorrow morning.
Yeah, the Cobb family attorney sent a statement today knowing that all of these other folks would be talking, perhaps taking the time to have their own space tomorrow to say what they think of all of this, because I know County Attorney Moriarty talked about it, but we haven't heard from them really.
Yep, absolutely. So we will have much more on that tomorrow at KARE11.com as well as in our newscasts.
All right, thanks so much, Heidi. Appreciate it. Lots